Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Namameshwaram Sachitananda Krishna, Lasakundalam Gokule, Hare Rama, Yashodaranam Paramrishtamatyantato Vrityagopya Rudandam Muhurnetrayukmam Mrajandam Karambojayukmena Sadanganetram Muhushvasakam Patrirekhangakanda Sthidagraivam Damodaram Bhaktibadham Ididriksvalilabhiranandakunde Swaghosham nibajjandamakhyapayandam Tadiyeshidajneshu bhaktarjidatvam Puna premadastam shata vrittivande Varam deva moksham na moksham vadim va Nachanyam vrineham vareshadabeha Idam teva purnada gopala balam Sada me manasya virastam kimanyai Idam te mughambojamattinda nilai Vridam kundalai snikta rektaischa gopya Muhuschumbidam bimbarektadaram me Manasya virastamalam lakshalabhai Namo Devadamodarananda Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalabdimagnam Kripa Drishti Vrishtyadi Dinam Vadano Grihane Shamamatnya Medyaksha Drishya Kuveratmajau Baddha Murtaiva Yatvat Tvaya Mojidau Bhakti Bhajau Kritau Cha Tada Prema Bhaktim Swakame Prayacha Namokshe Graho Meste Damodareha Namaste Studamne Spuradipti Damne Tvadiyodharayada Vishwasya Damne Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all devotees for our Karthik month Gauramandal Parikrama day 1. So today we have a new guest with us, His Grace Shamalanki Devi Dasi Mataji. Mataji is from Damodar Desh, and Mataji used to take the Hindi Parikrama party. Mataji is very expert in Navadvip Parikrama. And Mataji is a disciple of His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj. So today we'll be going to visit Andardip and Simantadip. So on behalf of all the assembled devotees and Kanya Desh Yatra, we will welcome His Grace Shamalangi Mataji by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times all together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Rama Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
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 Rama Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Rama Hare Hare.
Shamalangi Mataji, you can take over.
Yeah. Hi, Krishna. Yes, thank you
Hare
so much,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much. It's my good fortune to be amongst all of you all. I hope I can do justice to my seva given to me. It was very sudden. Can you all can hear me clearly?
Yes, Mataji, we can hear.
Okay. So just 15 minutes before I was allotted this seva. So I hope I can carry on. So today, as Prabhuji announced, we will be going to Antardweep and Simantadweep. Just giving a very small introduction, and without wasting any time, then we can straight away start our video for today, our parikrama for today. So Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj will be first talking about the islands and the temples. So we will start from Bhajan Kutir, then Shiva Sangan, Advait Bhavan, then we go to the Panch Mahaghat. There's only Katha there, no darshan. Then Chaitanya Mat, Gandharvika Giridhari darshan, Radha Kund, Shyama Kund, Giri Govardhan, and Chandkazi Samadhi. All these 8 places, Rajapur Jagannath Temple, which we know that it is in Simantwadweep. And then we will go to Sridhar Angan. So lamp offering will be done at Gandharvika Giridhari for Gandharvika Giridhari deities as well as for Lord Jagannath in Rajapur. So I'm going to pause the videos at these 2 areas, and then you can keep your lamps ready. And it's nice, auspicious. Anyway, it is Karthik, so it's Deepdan time. So you can offer flowers and lamps and even some bhogas if you want to. And then yeah, so today we have our guest speakers will be Pankajagiri Prabhu, His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj, Rajendra Nandan Prabhu. And as we know, Pankajagiri Prabhu is a Prabhupada disciple and a Mayapur resident since more than 40 years now. So he will be guiding us through the parikrama. And almost every day, yes, we will be having Atul Krishna Prabhu as well. So yeah, let me not talk much and let's start because the different who is going to talk what, that is there, but you can see yourself in the video. Okay, and then towards the end I will tell you where we will be going tomorrow. Okay, so let us start. Navdeep Mandal Parikrama ki jai. Just let me see where is the video. Okay. Somebody is talking. If you all can mute yourself.
গৌরয় আমার যেসব স্থানে করিল ভ্রমণ রঙ্গে, সেসব স্থান হেরিব আমি প্রণয়ী ভকত সঙ্গে। সেসব স্থান হেরিব আমি।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Krishna Jadavaya Rama, Toharo Vindaram, Seva Dasaran. Kodadadaru Mande, Avaharo Parokina, Kokotsava, Esanam, Ovendam Lokikamiyam. We're taking you on a virtual Parikrama.
Therefore, we are taking you on a virtual Parikrama.
So we start out at the Antardvip.
So we started out at Antardvip.
Hello, visit Srivas Angan.
When we leave the birthplace temple, we visit Srivas Angan.
Srivas Thakur and his wife Malini,
Srivas Thakur and his wife Malini,
and the sons and family members
and the family members residing.
There are some Samadhis here to the sannyasis of the Gaudiya Math.
There are some samadhis of different sannyasis of Gaudiya Math.
And not far down the road, there's the temple of Gadadhar Prabhu and Advaita Gosai.
Then down the road there is a temple of Gadadhar Prabhu and Advaita Gosai.
And there's the Samadhi Mandir of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
Then there is a Samadhi Mandir of Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
And his house where he stayed at.
And in the house where he stayed.
Also Chaitanya Math.
Also that's Chaitanya Math.
And there you find the Gandharvika Giridhari, Gauranga Mahaprabhu deities.
There you find Gandharvika Giridhari, Gauranga Mahaprabhu deities.
And the four Vaishnava Parampara is mentioned in the Padma Purana.
And the four Vaishnava Parampara which are mentioned in Padma Purana
are given in the four corners of this temple.
Are given in four corners of this temple.
Like that. Also the Chandkazi Samadhi.
Also the Chandkazi Samadhi.
And the Murari Gupta Mandir.
Also the Murari Gupta Mandir.
He was a devotee of Sitaram and Lakshman.
He was a devotee of Sitaram Lakshman.
And then we go to the special temple of Lord Jagannath.
Then we go to the special temple of Lord Jagannath.
We see Jagannath Baladev Subhadra.
We see Jagannath Baladev Subhadra.
Sudarshan Chakra.
Sudarshan Chakra.
Then behind that there's the temple of Simantini.
Behind that is a temple of Simantini.
And Lord Chaitanya.
And Lord Chaitanya.
So nearby on the way to the Jalangi.
So nearby on the way to Jalangi.
There's the place where Lord Balaram defeated the Mayasur demon.
That there's a place where Lord Balaram defeated the Mayasur demon.
So there are many speakers and many holy places in this Antardeep.
So there are many speakers.
Area.
So there are many speakers and many holy places in this Simantadweep area.
I'd like to welcome you all.
I would like to welcome you all.
And I hope that you have a very blissful time.
And I hope that you have a very blissful time.
Narottam Das Thakur has sung Shri Gauramandal Bhumi Jeba Jane Chintamani Tara Hoy Braja Bhumi Bash. We are sitting here, Srila Prabhupada's Bhajan Kutir, Navadip Dham, Gauramandal, which Vrindavan, which Srila Narottam Das Thakur has described as Chintamani, the spiritual world. And we welcome you to this year's Navadip Dham Parikrama. It's a special parikrama this year, falling in the holy Purushottam month, and we'll be visiting all the special places of Navadip Dham Parikrama in the association of exalted Dham Basis, and we welcome you to this special program. We're very fortunate to have with us today His Grace Pankajangari Prabhu. He'll be our tour guide for the first day of Navadip Dham Parikrama. Pankajangari Prabhu is a Dhambasi. He's been residing here in Mayapur for close to 50 years, serving the deities, specifically Lord Nrsingadev, Sri Radha Madhav, Ashtashakti, Panchatattva. Srila Prabhupada personally ordered him to reside in Navadip Dham, Sri Mayapur, and serve the deities here. And he's fulfilled that order of Srila Prabhupada and in this way perfected his life. Prabhu is an emblem of Brahminical culture in Navadip, in the Mayapur community. He's also a teacher. As the Shastra declares, a Brahmana has to produce other Brahmanas, and Prabhu is serving as a facilitator and professor in the Mayapur Academy, training pujaris all over the world. And we're very fortunate to have such an exalted Dhambasi with us on this first day of the Navadip Dham Parikrama. And let's hear from Prabhu some experiences that he remembers from Srila Prabhupada's time staying in the Bhajan Kutir.
Hare Krishna. Well, I first came here in 1972. Jananivas, my brother was here, so he's living here. This was the first building that we had. Prabhupada used to stay here. Deities used to stay here. Radha Madhava used to stay here. That was like it this side. And we would sleep in here, this building. Srila Prabhupada used to translate here. Of course, at first time there was no electricity, no water. We had a pump for taking bath. And Srila Prabhupada couldn't dictate his Bhaktivedanta purports, so he used a typewriter. So he'd sit under the mosquito net and put his hands and type. And he complained, the mosquitoes, they would come and get me anyway. Just put my hands out, they would come and bite me. So Prabhupada had a couple of pet hates, things that come out at night, like mosquitoes and people that snore. There were these pet hates.
It must have been a lot more austere living in Mayapur in those years than it is these days.
Well, it wasn't austere. Austerity means if you've got something better, if there's something better available and you don't have it, that's austerity. When there's nothing better, then it's the best there is. So it's not really austere.
So the conclusion is that there's nothing better than residing in Sridham Mayapur in any circumstances.
Yeah, what can compare with it? Even one step in Mayapur, one wanders into the area of Navadvip, a step is worth how many? 1 million Ashwamedha sacrifices?
Yeah. So this year we'll be welcoming you to join us step by step as we wander through the groves of Navadip Dham. Here we have the presiding deities of Sri Sri Nitai Padakamo. As Narottam Das Thakur sings that, Jai Shambanda Nahi Ja Brita Janma Gilota. Without a relationship with Nitai Padakamo, one's life is wasted. Could you share with us the role that Sri Sri Nitai Padakamo play in the Navadip Dham Parikrama, Prabhu?
Well, they're the masters of Navadvip. they're the essence of Navadvip, because the Mahaprabhu is love, Krishna Prem personified, and Nityananda is his chief distributor. It's very difficult to attain love of God in Kali Yuga anytime, especially in Kali Yuga. Even by chanting the Lord's names and doing those kind of things. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, if one in Navadvip loudly shouts the name of Nitai Gauranga, then Krishna Prem comes looking for you, searching that person out. Who is chanting the names of Nitai Gauranga? So, very easy, very great gift. Very simple. They've made it very simple that we don't have to qualify ourselves. We just have to have faith in the mercy of Lord Nityananda and Lord Gauranga.
Prabhu, could you describe for us the appropriate attitude of a participant in Navadip Dham Parikrama?
Yes. Before one begins the Parikrama, it says when one approaches the border of the Dham, one should get down from one's conveyance and prostrate oneself on the ground and roll in the dust. And there beg for the mercy of the Lord, that they be able to enter in the mood of a servant of Gauranga, and be able to perform the Parikrama. There, at the edge there, one should leave one's false ego. Then leave your false ego behind, and leave all your baggage behind, all the things that we carry with us, what you have to do, what about the future is. This Parikrama is a break from the material world. So you just leave all those things behind. It's not important anymore. Just at least for those a short period of time that you're actually performing the Parikrama. So don't carry all these things with you. And you go with an open heart, open mind, and expecting the Lord's mercy at every step. Because you're here, you're doing all the 5 most favorable things for devotional service. So it's very intense. Plus, in Navadvip, it's multiplied again 1,000 times. So this is the mood. We're going in open, expecting the mercy of the Lord. At the very next step, we're hoping for the dust to reveal the Dham itself.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Srivas Angan, the residence of Srivas Thakur, is a place of particular significance in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Here, Shachinandan performed his nocturnal kirtans for 1 year with all of the Navadip Basis. So many pastimes were performed here. Here, Shachinandan first revealed his form as Supreme Personality of Godhead to Srivas Thakur and his family members. Deities here, deities of the Panchatattva and devotees who are performing Shankirtan when the Kazi came and broke the Madanga, is on one altar. And then Radha Krishna and Shachinandan Gaudhari in the middle altar. And the other altar is also showing Mahaprabhu along with his associates as they proceeded toward the house of the Chand Kazi. Mahaprabhu, when he first came back from Gaya, he was demonstrating the pastimes of a devotee, but he hadn't revealed himself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then one day, from the bank of the Ganga, seeing the cows frolicking and chewing the grass, Mahaprabhu, overwhelmed, came here to Srivas Angan. And hearing Srivas Thakur inside worshipping, he was banging on the door of the temple. He was kicking the door. Kaha puja koro, kaha dhyan, Jaha puja korcho deko biddaman. Who are you worshipping in there? Who are you meditating upon? The person you are meditating upon, come and see he is present here. Deke birosh ane boshiachin bishrambar chaturbuj shankar chakra gada padmadhar. And he saw, coming out of the temple, Srivas Thakur saw Sachinanda and Sri Gaudhari sitting there, displaying 4 arms. And he said, Etadin Najani Amar Prakash, for so many days you haven't recognized me. But he was covering himself. These exquisite leelas were performed here at Srivas Angan. You have to say Srivas Angan. Angan means courtyard of Srivas Thakur's body. So this is where the Sankirtan movement started. As Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, well, he had not become Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu yet. He has not taken sannyas. But he had gone to Gaya and received the mantra from Ishwar Puri. And as he returned to Navadvip, and he inaugurated the Sankirtan. So all the members of Pancha Tattva and Srivas Adi, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Srivas and our devotees headed by Srivas, they have performed here all night kirtans, nocturnal kirtans. They lasted for entire 1 year. Those were amazing kirtans. Kiba mantra dila gosai, kiba thara bal. Japite, japite mantra karila pagal. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was totally transformed, and everyone else around him also used to go mad as they danced, as they chanted, as they cried out, or they laughed. They rolled on the ground right here. And then Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he started his kirtans all over Navadvip. Udilo Arunapura Babage, Dvijamani Gauramani Jage, Bhakata Samuha Laiya Sathe Gila Nagara Braje. Tathai Tathai Baje Lakho, Ghana Ghana Tahe, Jhanjere Ro. Preme Dhala Dhala Sonar Anga Charane Nupura Baje. So then Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started Nagar Sankirtans, gathering so many hundreds and thousands of devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting and dancing throughout Navadvip. One day he said, okay. So the big Abhishek was conducted of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Shringar happened, the garlanding and the worshipping of Gauranga. And in the middle of that ceremony of Abhishek and worship, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he displayed his supreme personality of Godhood in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So that pastime, and pastime like that took place once and only once during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's manifest Leela, and that took place right here at Srivas Angan. And there are many pastimes, the dealing the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dealt with Narayani. She was just 4 years child, and Gauranga made her exhibit all the symptoms of ecstasy. Narayani went into ecstasy, and trembling, stunned, and
voice choking up and rolling on the ground. All this, that miracle was seen by, as Narayani got transformed by mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Let's offer our humble obeisances also to this place, and also obeisances to all the pastimes which have taken place here. And let us take the dust of this place on our head. The dust of this place has been touched by Gauranga, Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, and Gaura Bhakta Vrindas. So go on with this Parikrama, virtual Parikrama experience to the next location and the next and the next. Hari Hari. Gaur Premanande. Hari 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 Bo. Advaita Bhavan is very close to Jogpit. And Sachinandan, when he was a young child, just perhaps younger than 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old, he would be sent by Shachimata each day to bring Vishwarup. Vishwarup, Nityananda Prakash, Sachinandan's elder brother, every day would come to the house of Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya had 2 houses, in Shantipur, his home, and here in Mayapur, very close to Mahaprabhu's home. And Sachinandan would send Nimai every day around noontime, having completed her cooking, to Advaita Bhavan to call Vishwarup for lunch. And the Vaishnavas who had assembled to hear from Advaita Acharya, when Sachinandan would come and they would see his form, they would become spellbound. And the discussions of Krishna Katha were actually unable to continue talking about Krishna, being so stunned by the form of Sachinandan. Moni Moni Chintai Advaita Mahashai, A Balok Prakrita Manush Nai. Advaita Acharya at that time commented, I think this boy is not made of the material nature. I think he is spiritual. Srila Advaita Acharya Thakur had his residence here. Here in the temple, his deity is showing the Leela of Advaita Thakur praying for the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, worshipping his Shalagram Shila, offering Tulasi Pata and Ganga Jal. And Sachinandan Sri Godhari is giving him blessings and assuring that he will appear. We have come to the Shripat of Sri Murari Gupta, an eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He appeared in East Bengal, Sri Hatta district, where Sachinandan's ancestral home was also found. And he came to Navadip when he was young, and he was a classmate of Sachinandan. Actually, Gaudhari, Vrindavan Thakur describes that Gaudhari was very intent on making Murari Gupta his follower, and he would harass Murari Gupta. Why are you coming here? Why are you taking the trouble to study grammar, Vyakaran? Go home and make herbs and make medicine and cure the sick. And he was coming from the family of Kavirajas. Sri Murari Gupta, he was a partial incarnation of Rudra. However, Mahaprabhu was very satisfied that he controlled his anger, even though being taunted by Sachinandan. Sri Murari Gupta, he's an incarnation of Hanuman. And in this beautiful temple here, you can see all pastimes from the Ramayana around the temple. The deities of Sitaram, Lakshman, and Hanuman are here. Also, there's a deity of Adhokshaja Narayan, which was discovered when the temple was being excavated. And after their time in the Gurukul, Mahaprabhu having returned from Gaya Dham, Murari Gupta became a devout follower and participant of Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. And he would perform Sankirtan with Mahaprabhu and also annually visit Jagannath Puri with all the devotees from Navadip. He is the incarnation of Hanuman, and the deity of Hanuman is also present in the temple here.
So when the Lord appears, Lord Chaitanya appears here, all of his associates join him. Not all of them, but most of them. And his associates, when he has different incarnations, they also come. So here's such a case that Murari Gupta is actually an incarnation of Hanuman. So he was a great devotee of Lord Ramchandra. But they're all appearing also in Mahaprabhu's Leela. And that was, there was an interesting dialogue, a confrontation between Murari and Lord Chaitanya, because he said, you know, you're worshipping Sitaram, it's fine, but, you know, the super excellent worship, the super excellent way of worshiping the Lord, the most esoteric way, is worship of Radha and Krishna in this conjugal mood. He said it's very esoteric, it's different from any other kind of. And Krishna is actually the supreme personality of Godhead from all these others come from. So really, you should worship Radha and Krishna. So Murari didn't say anything, and he bowed and he left. And he began to worship Radha and Krishna. But his heart wasn't there. he just couldn't. And he stayed awake the whole night. He was just crying. He just couldn't take himself away from the lotus feet of Ram. So the next day, then he went back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, Mahaprabhu, please let me take my life. He said, what are you talking about? He said, because you've given me an order, I can't follow it and I can't disobey it. Better I end my life. He said, I've sold my head to Ramchandra. I can't leave his lotus feet. And he began to glorify. Mahaprabhu said, you are the real bhakta. I was just joking. I was just testing you. He says, glorious is that devotee who doesn't leave his master. And he wrote on his head with Ramdas. And then he asked him, speak about Lord Ramchandra. And Mahaprabhu heard him telling, so he quoted so many wonderful stories, slokas and everything about Ramchandra. So Mahaprabhu was relishing hearing him do that. So they all come here, yeah, but they have their Istadeva, some of them. So generally those devotees in Mahaprabhu's pastimes, when they leave this world, they get two bodies. They get two personalities, one with Radha and Krishna and one with their Istadeva. Like the devotees of Mahaprabhu, they get a body in Shvetadvip, which is a quadrant of Golok. There's Mahaprabhu's pastimes are going on there. And Radha Krishna's pastimes are also going on in Golok. But one place you'll see that the Mahaprabhu's Leela will be going there. And they would say, you know, it's just Nam Sankirtan, and sometimes they'll actually wander into Golok and see Radha Krishna Leela and go back here and there. But you'll have for the devotees who worship Radha and Krishna and Mahaprabhu, which you're supposed to, they get two. They go to both places simultaneously. I mean, you have to worship Mahaprabhu. It says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says, worship Radha Krishna without worshiping Mahaprabhu is a waste of time, because to worship Radha Krishna, you've got to be on Ragmarg. How are you going to get there? How do you get the spontaneous, pure, unalloyed devotional service in this particular time? So Mahaprabhu is not asking for qualification. That's his speciality, one of his specialities. He's not asking for qualification. I'll accept your service anyway. And he is Radha Krishna. So it's actually only way you have to go to Mahaprabhu Panchatattva. Then that's understandable. But then Krishna Das Kaviraj says that, and to worship Mahaprabhu without worshipping Radha Krishna is also a waste of time. What? Why is that? Because what is Mahaprabhu saying? Worship Radha Krishna. So if you don't worship Radha Krishna, you're not following Mahaprabhu's desire. So you also, you missed out there. So we worship both like that.
We've come to Shiv Doba. Here is the eternal residence of Bridha Shiva. And in this direction, we have the 5 ghats, Pachagat, which Brajendra Nandan Prabhu will describe the glories of.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please set my obeisances, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, glories to Sri Dham Mayapur. I get the opportunity to discuss some of the bathing ghats that are near to Shiva Doba. This is the area along the bank of the Ganga when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was manifesting his transcendental pastimes. So you had the Shiva Ghat, you had the Mahaprabhu Ghat, the Parikrama Ghat, Madai's Ghat, which would come later on, Nargiya Ghat, 4 or 5 very important ghats. Nagariya Ghat, in fact, the Nagariya Ghat, that's where Lakshmi Priya first saw Nimai. She had brought items to worship Mother Ganga. She was going to take bath, and when she saw Nimai, her heart was immediately attracted to him. Fell in love with him immediately, and she offered prayers within her heart, paying obeisances at his feet within her heart. And Nimai saw her, and he smiled. The divine eternal couple had met each other, and as Providence would have it, that very day, a Brahmin matchmaker, Vanamali, his name, I think was his name, he went to Mother Sachi to propose that these two should be married, and the pastime goes on. Parikrama Ghat. He was sitting surrounded by his friends. It looked like Krishna surrounded by all his cowherd friends on the bank of the Jamuna. And word came, there's this big, great Digvijayi Pandit coming. He's conquered all of India, north, south, east, and west. He's defeated all scholars, all pundits, and he's come to Navadvip to defeat the scholars here. So Nimai's students were telling Nimai this, and he said, don't worry about it. The other pundits and teachers, they were wanting to take a vacation, not to be humiliated and defeated by Keshava Kashmiri. But Lord Chaitanya told his students, he said, he's so arrogant. Krishna likes to take away the pride of a person. And don't worry, I'm sure this is what will take place with Keshava. And as it would happen, as fate would have it, he came that very evening as the sun had gone down, the moon was beginning to rise. And there's a little variation on the story, Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat, a little extra flavor and nectar. It's stated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that he was very arrogant seeing Nimai Pandit and immediately challenged him. And this is a man who came with all his elephants and horses and all his servants and followers. I mean, it was a big, big, procession, he and his followers. And when he heard this is Nimai Pandit, yeah, he's the best Pandit here. He said he was arrogantly challenging him. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, it says that when he came in his presence, having asked who he was, he became intimidated and frightened. I mean, who wouldn't be intimidated in the presence of the Lord? His qualities, his presence, his just, yeah. So he was a little humbled. And Nimai, as both Shastras say, he asked him, you're such a great poet. Could you glorify Mother Ganga? We'd love to hear some glorification of her. And so right off the top of his head, CC says that he glorified her for an hour. Chaitanya Bhagavat says 3 hours. Whatever it may be, there was a lot of wonderful glorification of Mother Ganga. And we all know the story that Lord Chaitanya, out of all those verses, he picked one out and asked, could you please tell me what are the faults of this shloka, this verse? Keshava Kashmiri was shocked. How could he memorize this one verse out of so many? So he defeated Keshava Kashmiri, but he was so kind that he did it in private. It wasn't in front of a big meeting, like the Mud Eyes God. Have to make mention of Mud Eyes God. We all know the glorious pastime of Lord Chaitanya Nityananda delivering Jagai and Mud Eye. They give us hope. Lord Chaitanya truly is Petit Pavan, and he does deliver the most fallen. And that was shown to the world by Lord Nityananda. When he and Haridas tried to convert them the second time, they became so angry, Madai took a clay pot and smashed it against the head of Nitai, and blood poured profusely from him. He was going to hit him again, but Jagai grabbed his arm. And right after that, Lord Chaitanya, having heard that Nityananda had been attacked by these two rogues, rascals, that he came there so angry he was ready he invoked his Sudarshan Chakra and he was going to kill them both immediately. But Nitai grabbed his feet and said, no, my lord, please stop. Forgive him. Jagai, by the way, stopped Madai from hitting me again. And Lord Chaitanya immediately blessed him. He embraced him. He gave him Krishna Prem. You protected my dear Lord Nityananda. Thank you. Thank you. And gave him Krishna Prem right then and there. And Madai, he took up the process of Krishna consciousness. He would chant, and I assume his brother would also, but he would chant 200,000 names a day. And he approached Lord Nityananda. And he said, oh, my Lord. He couldn't get it out of his mind that he had struck Lord Nityananda. He was such an evil person. How could he do that? He says these wonderful prayers to Lord Nityananda. It's in the 15th chapter of the Madhya Leela of Chaitanya Bhagavat. It says anyone who will hear those prayers, read those prayers, you'll develop attachment or love for the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. I encourage you to read the prayers he says to Nityananda at this time. And he says, you're the super soul in the heart of everyone. I've committed offenses against everyone, but I don't know all the people I've offended. I want to beg their forgiveness, but how do I do this? I don't know. And Lord Nityananda said, you've already been forgiven. You have nothing to worry about. But his humility, his regret, he was always crying, thinking of how offensive he had been to Lord Nityananda and everybody else. And Lord Nityananda, wonderful service. You should go and make a bathing ghat on the banks of the Ganges. And people will come there, they'll bathe, they'll be pleased with you. Mother Ganga will bless you and serve them best you can. So that's what Madai did. These are all very close to each other. I mean, as a student, Lord Chaitanya would go in one ghat and swim ghat to ghat and debate with the students, etc. It's very auspicious. It's said if you traverse these ghats during the Gaur Purnima, full moon, that you'll develop love of God. So it's been a pleasure trying to remember and sharing with you some of these pastimes. I hope you have a wonderful Parikrama.
This morning we took darshan of Lord Shiva in Rajapur, beside Jagannath Temple, and also Shiv Doba. We took darshan of Briddha Shiva. So Lord Shiva also plays a very important role in Navadip Dham. Could you explain the role of Lord Shiva in Navadip Dham?
Yeah, he's in all of the dhams actually. The Vrindavan. He protects the dham. One thing he protects the different directions. So he also reveals. He and his consort Parvati or Samantini in Shiva Doba. There, when they were excavating the road, Doba means low pond, which often dries up in the summer. Now we have this polyclinic there. There's a small bridge, but before there was no road, there was no bridge. It was just a shallow. So then, but in that place, that was Lord Shiva was said to in love, ecstasy of Krishna's remembrance. He was crying, and that tears made that doba. While when they excavated, made the road, Bhaktisiddhanta had a road made. They found this bit of Shiva there. Bit of Shiva. They found that Shiva. So, and then they put that now in the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, just behind Nimai's shrine. So, and then, but if you go opposite that, if you turn left into the fields, used to be fields, then you come to the Shiva temple, Shiva and Prodamaya. There was two in one. They're generally not together, Shiva and Prodamaya. But that's also so Shiva and Prodamaya, they protect the dam. Prodamaya is a film which covers the dam to stop the materialists come in, and because they do that, they can also reveal the dam. So Lord Shiva has his place in all of these dams in the places, different aspects. And actually in Kadoba, then one up there, one Shankar Maharaj, is building this new temple. While he was building it, and Lord Shiva came in a dream to him. He was about 40 feet tall, wearing tiger skin. And he was very angry. He said, "This is my place. Why are you taking my place?" So then he promised he would make a nice temple for him. And he has a beautiful lingam there in a temporary shade right on the next to the road. Beautiful lingam, this big. If you go around the back of it, there's some kind of whitish marks coming down like this, just like the rivers, the Akash Ganga coming down there. And then another devotee built, named Nimai, he's an ISKCON devotee. He built a building there also. Same thing happened. Lord Shiva come, then he made it so there's two Shiva demos. So that's definitely his place. But in the future, Shiva will come back, and Prodamaya, they will come back. That was a prediction also. So we're trying to assist in that. And when she comes back, he says she will begin her task of revealing the dam, revealing all those places which were lost during the Ganga's flooding, etc.
The Sri Chaitanya Mat was the headquarters of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's preaching mission. He spent extensive time here. Here is his beautiful Samadhi Mandir. And we know that the Shastra explains that the presence of the Acharya is fully manifest in his Samadhi Mandir. And he's in a particularly merciful mood. So we can take the blessings of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the great Acharya, founder Acharya of the Gaudiya Mat, established 64 temples all over India and other countries as well. And of course, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he personally instructed Srila Prabhupada in the first Gaudiya Mat center in Ultadanga Road in Kolkata to preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings in English language all over the world. Srila Prabhupada also on several occasions visited Chaitanya Mat and associated with his guru, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. There are several instances of them meeting together. Here, the temple of Sri Sri Radha Gandharva Giridhari, the worshipable deities of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Also, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur installed deities of the four Vaishnava Acharyas here in the Chaitanya Mat, indicating that the teachings and the message of the great Vaishnava Acharyas all combine together and are synthesized in the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His worshipable deities, Gandharva Giridhari.
Gandharvika Giridhari.
Yeah, what was the relationship Siddhanta Saraswati had?
Well, it was an interesting story how he got the deities, because they built the temple. Then they wanted the deity, so he went to Jaipur. That's generally where they make all the best marble deities. And he went to one shop, and he came in, and this the owner there, he said, he offered pranams, and he said, this is your deity that you want. And he said, how do you know I wanted a deity? He said, this deity came in my dream last night. And he said, tomorrow one Mahaparusha will come here, and I want to accept his worship. So I said, you please take the deity and this Radharani without any charge. So Gandhava, Giridhari, they chose to accept his service and come to Mayapur.
They must be the largest deities in Gaudiya Math?
I don't know. They're quite large. But I don't know if they're the largest. Possibly.
Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj, the exalted guru of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, here performed bhajan, and here his Samadhi Mandir is established, was re-established by Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. First his Samadhi was established in the other side of the Ganga in Navadip, and it was brought here by Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This great Acharya was extremely deep in his Gaur bhajan, chanting 2 lakhs of Harinam every day, 200,000, that's about 125 rounds every day. And he was very austere. He would simply take the Ganga Mati and eat that to appease the hunger in his belly. And sometimes he would eat soaked rice, which had been soaked in a human skull. And in this way, he performed extremely austere Hari Bhajan as we glorify him, Shakshat Vairagya, Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And by his grace, we can associate with him in our Sampradaya. And Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was specifically requested by his father, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, to take initiation from Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And in this way, this exalted Paramahamsa, Mahabhagavat Vaishnav, is shedding mercy upon all of the devotees of the Hare Krishna movement internationally. And this is the mercy of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. In the holy Dham, the trees are considered to be Kalpa Briksha trees, desire fulfilling, all of the trees. In fact, everything in the holy Dham, as Narottam Das Thakur sings, Jai Bhajani Chintamani, is spiritual by nature. But some trees are particularly merciful. And this tree beside Sri Giriraj Govardhan Hill is a particularly merciful Dhambasi. So let's get the blessings of this special Kalpa Briksha tree. And we can also make a special request to have fulfillment of a spiritual desire. Hare Krishna. Here, we're very fortunate to have come to the lotus feet of Sri Giriraj Maharaj, Sri Govardhan Hill, who was specifically brought here and installed and created by Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. The Acharyas are full of mercy, and by their mercy, the holy Dham manifests. Let's do Parikrama of Giriraj Maharaj. we've come to the banks of the divine Sri Radha Kund. Can you see those fish? They're about that big. Special souls residing in Sri Radha Kund. This lake is specifically dear to Sri Radhika, where her and Shamsundar performed their divine pastimes in Brajadam. And for the mercy of the Vaishnavas, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he invoked the divine presence of Sri Radha Kund here in the Chaitanya Mat. Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, before he began his preaching, he resided here in the area of the Chaitanya Mat and performed extremely severe Hari Bhajan. We hear that he performed the brata, the Shatakoti brata of 100 crores nam. And that took him almost 10 years, chanting lakhs and lakhs of rounds every day, following the Chatumasha type style brata, eating only once a day, sitting down, bending what he could eat at that time in a small cottage. And we hear that when the rainy season came, he didn't have time to repair the holes in the cottage. He would simply sit under an umbrella. And eventually the Panchatattva themselves appeared to Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur here in this very place and ordered him, enough of these tapasya, enough of these austerities. Now go and preach. We will be with you. And then Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, taking the blessings of Sri Radha Kund, he went to Calcutta and began the preaching mission. Shyam Kund, which was personally installed by Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur here in Chaitanya Mat, Navadip Dham. And by his spiritual potency, he was able to invoke in its full presence Sri Sri Shyam Kund. Let's take some water from Shyam Kund on our heads. Jai Shri Shri Radhe Shyam. Look at those beautiful lotus flowers just emerging from the water. These pukurs are kept exclusively for the service of the deities and maintained very beautifully by the mat bashis here. Beautiful lotus over here growing. Jai Shri Shri Radhe Shyam, Navadip Dham ki jai, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shamaveda Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Srila Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur established his headquarters in the Chaitanya Mat here in Antadeep, and he installed Radha Kund and Shyam Kund and Giriraj Govardhan there. Would you like to describe to us a little bit about him doing that?
What I've heard, it was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, from my window, I see Shyam Kund, I see Radha Kund, I see Govardhan. That's his bhajan stand, his braja. So he's seeing that with that transcendental vision. So then the disciples asked him, can we create those, actually create them here? And he gave permission. So then they dug Shyam Kund, Radha Kund, and made a big Govardhan hill. He didn't need it, but we can need it now. We can walk around and take water and do parikrama.
What are some of the memorable pastimes of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur at Chaitanya Mat?
Oh, there are many there. Some extraordinary ones, transcendental pastimes. One of them was one day he left the mat and he was walking down the road towards Mayapur temple. Near the culvert, Shivadoba, there was a big banyan tree there, which Prabhupada said was a kalpavriksha tree. Then one of his disciples, I think Bhagavad Maharaj, saw him going out at night time, and that time there was no electricity, thing like that, so it was unusual to go out. So then he followed, and Bhaktisiddhanta said, sorry, Thakur, so who's that? He said, oh, it's me, Guru Maharaj. And then he walked home. When he came this way, then there was a Sankirtan party, night time, late at night. Sankirtan party was approaching them. And Bhagavad Maharaj said it was an ecstatic Sankirtan party. It was really ecstatic. And he said when they come, then Bhaktisiddhanta, they all come up and embraced him one by one. He said it was ecstatic. Their hairs were standing on end and they were falling down. And then they, after that, then they continued. And he said, Guru Maharaj turned to me and said, this Sankirtan party came from Swetatdweep. They come to see the Mahapurushas and come to take darshan of the Jogpit, the birthplace of Mahaprabhu. Transcendental visitations. And another transcendental was told, a story was told by one of his disciples, Damodar Maharaj. He was walking with him on the road, and it was evening, and Bhaktisiddhanta looked up. The moon was the moon. And he said, even on Chandraloka, they can be so degraded, even on Chandraloka. So then Damodar Maharaj said, then I understood what it means, Jagat Guru, Guru of the whole universe. And some of his disciples say that maybe he left, that his next preaching work was, anyway, that's what they say.
His worshipable deities, Gandharva, Giridhari.
Gandharvika Giridhari.
Yeah, what was the relationship Siddhanta
that? Well, it was an interesting story how he got the deities. Cause they built the temple. Then they wanted the deity, so he went to Jaipur. That's generally where they make all the best marble deities. And he went to one shop, and he came in, and the owner there, he said, he offered pranams, and he said, this is your deity that you want. And he said, how do you know I wanted a deity? He said, this deity came in my dream last night. And he said, tomorrow one Mahapurusha will come here and I want to accept his worship. So I said, you please take the deity and this Radharani without any charge. So Gandhava, Giridhari, they chose to accept his service and come to Mayapur.
They must be the largest deities in Gaudiya Math?
I don't know. They're quite large. But I don't know if they're the largest. Possibly.
He also installed murtis of the four Vaishnava acharyas, and we go in Parikrama and take darshan of the Vaishnava acharyas. What's the significance of that?
Well, the significance of the acharyas, these four, Hare Krishna, these four sampradayas, they each lead to Vishnu, Krishna. So they're the ones who can actually deliver somebody. So apart from this, we're not much interested. So with these four, we know are pure, genuine sampradayas. There's our sampradaya is Brahma sampradaya. We're connected. Brahma sampradaya and the acharya is Madhavacharya. So we're a little different. So therefore we're called Madhava. Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. In other words, we worship specifically Krishna. Anyway, that's and all those other sampradayas, the Kumara Sampradaya, 4 Kumaras ahead. There's Rudra Sampradaya there with the Kumaras, and the Lakshmi, Rudra, Dhanada. Tell me. Nimbark. Ramanuja. Vishnu Swami. They're the prominent acharyas, Vaishnava acharyas, who have come to
Here at the Chandkazi Samadhi, we see the extraordinary phenomena that the champa tree and the nim tree are intertwined and growing together. And this is indicating the eternal relationship between Sachinanda and Sri Gaudhari and the Chandkazi. The Chandkazi was the district, you could say, magistrate, district ruler. The Chandkazi was the local ruler of the area. And we just visited Sri Vasangan, and one evening, Chandkazi, Chandkazi, along with soldiers, they attacked the devotees in Sri Vasangan and broke the Madanga and declared that from here on, from this day, no one will perform any Shankirtan on the streets of Navadip. And of course, the devotees were very much traumatized by this declaration of the Chandkazi. And then Sachinandan desiring to relieve the devotees of their tension, Sachinandan organized the Sankirtan procession, which Srila Prabhupada described as a civil disobedience movement. This is a place of great significance, indicating that on occasion, the Sankirtan the Sankirtan devotees do experience obstacles in spreading the holy name. The march on the house of the Chandkazi, that was quite a significant event. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Prabhupada said that was the first civil disobedience movement. 500s before, there were millions of people actually came out. They tried to, because as we explained before, many people wanted to come and see this nocturnal kirtans in Srivas Thakur's house, but only the devotees were allowed in. So some of them got envious, even some of the brahmanas. And they became envious, and they said, what's going on inside there? Hear that? The people sound so happy. They must have some good wine in there. You know, they're so happy. And what are they doing? They lock the doors. There must be something illicit going on. You know, why don't they let anyone in? Anyway, why don't they let us in? You know, we're Brahmins, and they're not letting us in. And anyway, they're making such a racket. It's that they can hear this from the Chandkazis. It's not far from it's only a kilometer. So what will happen is the Chandkazi will get disturbed by all this loud noise they're making every night, and they would come and punish everyone. So rather than wait for that to happen, let's go and shop him. Let's go and dub him in, as they say. We go and complain to him that this Nimai has nothing to do with us. He's acting independently. So so they did that. They went to complain. He's not whatever he's doing. This kirtan, this noise. It's causing a disturbance. Nimai was a good boy before he started to associate that Srivas Thakur and the Vaishnavas. He was a very scholarly boy, but now they've influenced him. He's become mad. It's not according to Shastra what they're doing. You know, now is a rainy season. The Lord is sleeping for 4 months, and they're chanting his name loudly. They're going to disturb him. It's not a Hindu practice. So you should do something. Otherwise, we'll do something ourselves. We'll tear his house down and throw it in the Ganga. So then there was a rumor that then the police were going to come and arrest Mahaprabhu. So then there was great trepidation. Mahaprabhu amongst the devotees, they was fearful. And Mahaprabhu asked, why is there is something is not right. Our kirtan has not got the usual flavor tonight. There's something wrong. And she said, no, there's nothing wrong, Mahaprabhu. So again, he said, Srivas, what is the matter? He said, I know everything. I know what your problem is. You're afraid that they say there's a boatload of soldiers coming and they'll take me to Chankazi. He said, but don't worry. He said, I'd happily go. It's difficult to preach to people to go out there, but they come into you unasked. He said, that's good. he said, I'll happily go. I'll step in there. He said, and then we'll go to the Chankazi's house and we'll challenge them. You say that this kirtan is not proper, it's not shastric. So you bring in all your palace animals, your elephants and camels and your birds, your peacocks and horses, and then you get all your scribes, your mullahs, and you get them to chant from the Quran and induce these animals to chant and dance in ecstasy. Of course, they won't be able to do it. So then we perform kirtan and all the animals and they all start dancing and chanting in ecstasy. And the brother said, yeah, right, okay. He said, you don't believe me? Narayani was Srivas's niece, 4 or 5 years old. Narayani, chant Krishna's name and cry in ecstasy. And she began to chant Krishna's name. The voice choked up. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Her little body began to tremble and tears fell from her eyes and shake and she fell to the ground. And it's so much ecstasy. Everyone else is feeling ecstasy. Just seeing this little girl trying to chant Krishna's name. She couldn't even stand up properly. She kept falling down. And everyone else became overwhelmed by that. So the Mahaprabhu said, I've come here, I incarnate to protect my devotees. Why you should have any fear when I'm here? You don't worry about that. But they did come, the soldiers and they broke the drum they came in to disturb they broke the drum, the madanga at Srivas's house, for it's called Banga Danga. And they threatened, if any more kirtan, any more of this chanting, then you'll be in serious trouble. It's just a warning. So they told Mahaprabhu they stopped Sankirtan. He said they can't do that. He said there's a government. He said they can't do that. Otherwise, Mahaprabhu was apolitical. He wasn't interested in who was running the things. But when you're interfering with the Sankirtan, which is, the only real thing in this world, only worthwhile thing in life is the Sankirtan movement, then he became like fire. Why? This is wrong. Everyone come tonight, bring a flaming torch, bring your musical instruments. We'll go there and see what he says. See if he can stop us. And millions of people came. Apparently, millions of people, uncountable. And everyone tried to make a bigger masala, bigger torch than the other one. So at the evening, then Mahaprabhu took the Sankirtan. He said, "We'll take the Sankirtan on the street." So then he took it from Srivas Thakur's house, and he took it out actually in public. Prema Sankirtan. The devotees were dancing, weeping, crying. Hair standing on end, repulations, and everyone could see that, and everyone became affected by seeing this Prema Sankirtan. Everyone was affected in the vicinity. Mahaprabhu was roaring, dancing, leaping, and everyone just joined in, and the whole Navadvip practically turned out and experienced this great ecstasy. Then they walked around by the Ganga, and then they walked to the Chankazi's house. And everyone ran away because there were millions of people. Chankazi was locked inside. So then Mahaprabhu was knocking on the door, and the devotees had destroyed the place. It was ripping up the trees and smashing things, everything there. So Mahaprabhu went to there, but he wouldn't come out. But for a long time he was calling, and then he came out very humbly. He said, "Oh, Nimai, we're from the same village, and your father's like my brother. I'm actually like your uncle." He said, "So why are you not coming to answering the door?" And I said, "Oh, you look a little bit angry, so I'll wait until you call down. But actually, you're my nephew." Bhakti Chankazi Ki, yeah.
Special place.
So he became a devotee, secret devotee of Mahaprabhu, because he was the ruler of the Mohammedans and so.
Okay. Are there still some family? Prabhupada in his purports he writes the family ancestors are still there, and
apparently, yeah. There's only one old Muslim that sits there. There's also another Brahmacharya from Gauramandal. They kind of together there. And it's interesting that there's a big champa tree, because Frangipani. Very old. It looks 500 years old, but it's a huge, and there's generally always one flower, at least one, even out of season. You can always get one flower on that mystically. And also, this tree, that's where the samadhi was. And it says, I've heard that I haven't read it, but I heard that Mahaprabhu planted that tree because the Chandka's house name, pet name, was Champa. And Mahaprabhu's house name, pet name, was Nimai. So then a Nim tree grows there also, and they're entwined. So it's quite significant. You got the Champa tree and they're growing together harmoniously.
Special place.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Actually, I did not stop at the Gandharvika Giridhari deities to show you lamp. But what we can do is, I was very much with all of you all. But they just showed a glimpse. I thought maybe we will get darshan again of them, but it was only once. So what we can do is, after Rajapur deities darshan, or towards the end of the parikrama, once this is over, we can I can just go back and we can also show lamp to Gandharvika Giridhari. I hope that's fine with everyone. Yeah, so I'll resume the video.
Would you share with us some of the pastimes, the early pastimes when ISKCON first took over the worship of Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra in Rajapur in Simantadip?
Yes, at 78, I believe it was 1978. We had that temple because the devotee that was looking after the temple, Pratik Chatterjee, he had 7 daughters and no sons. So all the daughters got married, went to their respective husband's house. So he became old. He couldn't continue the worship. So then that time we did a Parikrama, because that's on the Parikrama path, and that was we our Parikrama just started to develop then, getting quite big. So when we went to take darshan of Jagannath, then this Pratik was so impressed or enlivened by so many young devotees from all around the world that he asked, would Jagataka Maharaj, would you ISKCON like to take over the service of Jagannath? So Jagataka Maharaj said, Haribol devotees, would you like to take over the worship of Jagannath Baladev? Haribol. That's how it is. So when we took over the seva, and we started to offer a Rajbhog. We'd cook extra for Radha Madhava in Mayapur. Then Pujari would put it in the tiffin, they put it on a bicycle and offer it. So we'd get one meal a day. So in Strapitaka Maharaj, he came up there and he said, the temple is not fully legally ours. There's still a few more signers. So wait till it's completely under the care of ISKCON, then we can start to increase. So don't increase the service. We don't want to do something we can't continue. Wait till it's completely ours, then we'll make a nice saver program. So Pujari, they didn't tell him there was offering. So he thought, okay, I won't bring the boga tomorrow. So the next day he didn't bring it. That night, Jagannath comes. He goes to the temple in a dream. He opens the door. Deities are gone. No one there. So he's flabbergasted. He's shocked. He runs out. The deities are gone. The deities are gone. Then he sees walking across the fields. The deities are walking away. So he's calling out, Jagannath, Baladev, Maharani, please come back. Don't go, don't go. Jagannath turns around, no, we're not staying here. You don't feed us. We're going to Mayapur Chandradoya Monday. Have nice. So, of course, when we told Jayapataka Maharaj that story, I didn't know you were starting. No, you don't stop. So you continue. There's one Pujari there who was a very favorite of Jagannath. He used to really a lot. So one time he was dressing the deities, putting on these necklaces. They put on 3-4 necklaces, and then the last necklace fell off. So he picked it up and he fixed it on again. And again it fell off. So he was surprised. He fixed it very nicely again. Again it fell off. He picked it up. Jagannath spoke to him. Said, "I don't want any more. Don't you understand? 3 is enough." Another time he had a fever. So he was doing the afternoon program. He did the Rajbhog offering arati, put the deities to rest. And then he wanted to take rest. So he told the Chowkidar that, look, I'm sick. And another Pujari is not here now. I won't wake the deity up at 4 o'clock. No one's coming anyway that time. It's very quiet. So just let me, I need some rest to get over this fever. So then he took rest. In the dream, Jagannath come. Uti, wake up! What are you doing? You're supposed to be serving us, and you're not going to do our service. You didn't stop taking prasadam. You're not too sick to eat, right? You're doing your bhajan. He loved kirtan. You do the bhajan. You're not too sick to do that. But for our service, you're too sick. Come on, get up. He kind of woke up, but he said I was really wiped out. So then he went back to sleep. But then bang, 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 bang. It's a chowkidar. Come on, it's time to wake the deities. I told you not to wake me. Come on, you. Oh, it's just too much. Jagannath comes, another guard. So he's waking the deity. Jagannath speaks to him. Small deity is going. So he said, actually, we like you doing our puja. He said, the other pujari is a little absent-minded, Sometimes when he's dressing us, he accidentally sticks pins in us. He said, you see? You lift up my chada, you'll see. He pulled the chada. There was a spot of blood on Jagannath's arm. So that's what key.
Welcome to Simanta Deep. Having completed our Parikrama of Anta Deep, we've come to the island of Simanta Deep. Here we are at ISKCON's Rajapur Sri Jagannath Temple. Behind me is the beautiful temple of Simantini Devi Dasi, and we have Jagannath Baladev Subhadra deities, and also Swayambhu Mahadev, Jayananda Thakur, a beautiful, spiritually surcharged place. Welcome.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
We visited the island of Simanta Deep and the temple of Simantini Devi. Could you describe to us the pastime behind Simantini Devi?
Many, many years ago in Satyuga, Lord Shiva was dancing and playing the din-din and dancing in great ecstasy And he was calling out the name of Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. And Devi was amazed, watching him. I'd never seen him in such ecstasy before. So after he come a little normal, or unnormal, whatever way you look at it, then she said, "My Lord, what happened to you? And what was his name of Gauranga you're chanting? It must be a name of Krishna. I know that because when you chant Gauranga, I felt the same ecstasy I do when we chant the name of Krishna." So I said, "Yes." He said, "I'm chanting the name of Gauranga. He's Krishna. He's coming in Kali Yuga. He'll come here to in the material world to and he'll perform his pastimes of Sankirtan, and he would give Braja Prem. He would give Krishna Prem to everyone and everyone without discrimination. I'm giving up my place in Kashi. I'm going to build a cottage on the bank of the Ganga in Navadip and stay there. Wait." So, wow, she was intrigued. She said, I have to see this form. So, very powerful, Devi. So she sat down and meditated. And she was meditating on the description that Lord Shiva gave her, how the Lord was golden color, with long hair, beautiful eyes, and absorbed in kirtan. So she was meditating like that and chanting his name. And very soon, in her meditation, she had this spurti, she had this vision. The Sankirtan party would actually come in. And there was a beautiful Lord Chaitanya. She'd never seen such a thing before. Every step was spilling love of. So then suddenly the meditation broke, and she opened her eyes, and there, right before, there was Mahaprabhu was manifest with the Sankirtan. So he came over, and he said, "Devi, what are you doing here, sitting like that? And why are you crying?" She said, "Seeing you, Lord, I was feeling so happy, but then understanding my relationship with you, I'm also feeling sad because, I am Maya. My service to you is to keep the conditioned souls away from you." And it said, "Wherever there is Maya, Krishna cannot stand." That means I can never stand before you. Now is some extraordinary mercy you're showing me, but everyone in the world can see you get your mercy. Everyone can see you except me. What is my plight? Why am I being punished like this? And she began weeping. And so then Mahaprabhu consoled her. He said, "No, that's not like that." He said, "From my angle of vision, I see you as none different from Radharani. You're from the internal energy. She's expanded herself as you, and you're here. Without you, I cannot perform my pastimes, earthly pastimes. You're very important." So he gave her our understanding of her original identity as Radha, as expanded, just like Krishna expands as Narayan and Radha expands as Lakshmi. So then they expand as Shiva, they expand as Parvati, Devi, Durga, etc., like that. So that's why you see that deity there. She has 3 eyes. She got this she had this realization. Mahaprabhu gave her this realization, and he given her that the proper understanding and his darshan, then she bowed down and she took the dust from his feet and she put it on the parting of her hair, which the parting is called here in Bengal. It's Simanta. So therefore, she said, therefore the island got named after that, Simanta Dweep.
The Smriti Mandir, Remembrance Temple of Sri Jayananda Thakur, who Srila Prabhupada declared was ISKCON's first saint. Kolavich Shidha is a very special and intimate devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He also has his residence in Simanta Deep. What sort of a relationship did Kolavich Shidha have with Mahaprabhu?
Yes, very intimate relationship. Of course, he didn't realize who Nimai was, because he didn't he didn't understand Nimai's identity. But Nimai used to see him every day. He was such a devotee. Nimai would pass him every day. He was a very poor person, and he had a little land, so he would grow banana trees and squash, things like that. And so he would with that produce, like sell the banana leaves for plates, the inside of the banana, the tora for a sabji, the ketchup, the unripe bananas as mocha, very nice vegetable preparations, and the full bananas like that. More or less, he made his living like that. And half of that money he would spend on worshipping Ganga Devi. So he was a Vaishnava, a pure Vaishnava. So Mahaprabhu used to go and purchase things from his place in the market. He would sit down, spread a cloth, and sit down in the market area. And but Mahaprabhu would never give him the proper price. Mahaprabhu liked to irritate him because he was more elderly. That was his leader with this Brahman, this Kolavita Sridhar. And so Mahaprabhu would spend maybe an hour sometimes there. He would really harass him. But he was given a lot of association because he was so dear to him. Such a wonderful devotee, so humble. And then so all this would go on. Eventually the Kalavati would get up arguing against the price, because Mahaprabhu said, "You're charging too much. You go anywhere else and see if there's anyone's got a cheaper price than mine." I'm giving. No. You. Sometimes you would see it. Sometimes you run away. Sometimes the Kalavati would just give up. Okay, take whatever you want. Just go. Give me whatever you want and just take. And he said, actually, Kalavati, he said, you're very rich. He said, you must be. He said, look at your cloth. It's wretched. He said, you got holes in it. He said, you tie it up. You can't even fold a needle and cotton. You tie it in a knot there. Your house leaks. Your roof, water comes in the roof. And you're skinny. It means you don't spend any money. You're miser. You're stashing all this money. I know you have a great fortune, actually. And you're very wealthy. And one day I will reveal this wealth to the world. What are you talking about? I just don't. I just spend 50% on Ganga, and I just maintain whatever I have. So later on, then he said, I'm satisfied with this my way of life. He says, like the birds, they pick up some twigs, they make a nest in a tree, they have the babies, they go in, next year they make another one. At least, I've got my good health. My roof may be leaked, my clothes are not the best, but I'm satisfied. I don't have to work hard for it. I have plenty of time to worship the Lord. Anyway, so Mahaprabhu said he's going to reveal the wealth of Sridhar. So that happened back in Srivas Angam, when the nocturnal kirtans were going on. So one day Mahaprabhu sat on the altar, he picked the shaligram, sat on the Shringasan, on the altar floor, then put the shalagram on his lap. And then he showed a form of the Supreme Lord, Vishnu, mighty form. Everyone was awed out. And he would be calling devotees and glorifying the devotees, even activities that he had never seen before he was born. He would glorify and reveals, so they knew he knew the past also. It was showing his form of the Lord sometime. So he's calling the different devotees up, like Advaita and Murari and Gangadas. Then he said, call for Kulaveta. Where's Kulaveta Sridhar? They said, Kulaveta Sridhar. Who's Kulaveta? Nobody knew him. He was so humble. He was so humble. So nobody knew him. He said, you go. He said, bring Kulaveta. He said, you go outside, you will hear him chanting somewhere. Because he's a chant. Nighttime, he's a chant very loudly. So they went out. They didn't know where to go, but they went, and by the Lord's arrangement, they could hear this loud chanting. So they went there, and then they found you. Can you call Kulaveta Sridhar? He said, yes. He said, Mahaprabhu wants to see you. He wants to see me. Fainted. Then, so they took him, hardly took him to the Shiva Sangam. And so Mahaprabhu then, he came in, he saw Mahaprabhu in the form of the Supreme Personality. He fainted. So Mahaprabhu blessed him to get up, and he said, Kulaveta, you're a very dear devotee. You're my very dear devotee. He said, and now, to this day, I'm giving blessings. 21 hours he sat in this position, giving blessings the whole night long. He was giving his blessings. So he said, today is a special day. I'm giving all my blessings to everyone. So you please ask for a blessing. And he said, Lord, just seeing you is a blessing. I'm blessed that you come every day to my place. And I'm quite satisfied with my life. I don't really need anything. He said, but you're so poor. You don't have money. He said, I will give you the opulence of Indra. He said, Lord, please don't joke with me. What will I do with the opulence of Indra? I'm satisfied. He said, I will give you mukti. I will give you I will give you kevala mukti. Oh, horrible mukti. No savor there, no service, no devotion. No, Lord, don't play with me. Please don't play with me. He said, you have to ask for a benediction. I give him benediction. He said, but Lord, I don't need anything. I'll give you the Ashtasiddhi, eightfold mystic yoga. And how am I going to play with those things? What am I going to do with those things? Please don't tease me. Your darshan is sufficient. I'll call a Vaikuntha airplane right now. You can get in and go back to God. Please don't joke with me. He said, but I'm giving benedictions. You have to take a benediction. So he said, well, if I have to take a benediction, let it be this. That you used to like, when you was young, you used to like to come to my place in the market and harass me and tease me, try to make me angry. Sometimes I would even chase you. And you would seem to be there. It used to irritate me. But I always enjoyed it. Sometimes I did get a little angry, but I always enjoyed your company. But I guess you must like that. You must be getting something, because you used to come every day and harass me. So if that's the case, and whatever incarnation you take, let me come and take a similar role where you can have some fun and harass me. And Mahaprabhu said, just see. Just see. I told you, Shiva, you have a great treasure. This treasure of bhakti. Because I've just offered Sridhar the results of karma yoga, opulence. I've offered the results of Gyan, liberation. I've offered the results of yoga, the Ashtasiddhi. He's refused me. He's even not interested in going to Vaikuntha. He doesn't. He said, so by Sridhar, you see, he's exemplifying the pure unalloyed devotee. Only devotees in this position, they're completely satisfied. They don't need anything else, because he was offered everything else. But because he had love of Krishna, because he was a devotee of Krishna and engaged in devotional service, he was satisfied. So then Mahaprabhu said, but He said, I will give you something anyway, which is even Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma don't get. I will now bestow on you Krishna Prem. Krishna Prem ki jai. So then he fainted, become overwhelmed with love of Krishna immediately when Mahaprabhu blessed him. So he was a very, very exemplary devotee, a very dear devotee of Lord Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Prabhujis and Matajis, I will go back to the video. Usually we don't do like this. During the parikrama itself, we pause the video and you can show the lamps. But since they were showing lamps at two places, I thought why not we do it towards the end. Because Gandharvaka Giridhari was, just a glance for very few seconds they had the video on. So can I do like that? Can I go back to the video and pause at Gandharvika Giridhari and then later for Rajapur as well? Together with that same lamp you can offer?
Sure, sure, Mataji.
Okay. Just give me a second. I will.
So Sachinandan enter into Ridoy Nirmal Bhelo and crosses the Jalangi and performs cowherd boy pastimes in Goduma Deep.
Okay.
What are some of the pastimes?
Sorry, this is not today's parikrama. Okay, just give me a second. Second, I need D1.
शेयरिंग में था
Yeah, stop share, no? Stop share. We need to go back to the. This is D2. Yeah. Sure. Okay, Prabhu. Is it before this, Prabhu? Remember? I think it was before we went to Govardhan, right? Yeah, it's before we went to Govardhan. Little before this. Okay. Oh, Krishna. Mm.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Otherwise, we can do Rajapur. Hare Krishna Shamalangi Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
If it is difficult, we can do Rajapur Jagannath.
Okay, we can do now, Prabhu. It's done. We can show
Okay.
lamp here, okay?
Okay.
Let's show lamp here and then we'll show to Jagannath as well. I'm so sorry for taking
Okay.
the time. Okay, so we can show lamp here. Actually, every day you will be hearing the Damodar Ashtakam as well as you will get darshan of Radha Madhav deities. But only in the first day Parikrama, we don't have darshan of Radha Madhav. So we can show lamp here. Maybe someone, if you want, you can sing also Namamishwaram. Prabhu, should I go to Rajapur now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, okay. Okay, we can show lamp here to Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu me.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
We cannot see the deities, Mataji.
Okay, now can you see?
Not at.
Even the
But-
first one we could not see. We were doing in Sankalpa.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, okay. Why is it not screen sharing? It's not screen sharing?
No, Mataji.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, let me check. Let me come back. Just 1 second, huh, Prabhus? 1 second.
Would you share with us some of the pastimes, the early pastimes when ISKCON?
Okay, Prabhus, you can show lamp. I hope it's visible now.
Yes, Mataji. Jagannath Baldev Rudramai Sudarshan visible.
Yes, yes. Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatumi. So could you all show lamp to Lord Jagannath? Because it's nice to do Deepdan. Anyway, it's Karthik. So we did it during the Purushottam month as well. While we were doing Parikrama, we showed lamps. Is that fine, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. We did.
Okay, okay.
Thank you
So
very much.
should I stop now?
Yeah, we can stop here. Then we will be proceeding with the Deepdan.
Acha, okay. So you all will be doing the Deep.
Yes, yes, madam. We'll be visiting some houses and we'll be doing this.
Okay, Prabhu. Sure. So
Thank you very much.
thank you so much. Yeah.
For giving your time.
No, that's fine.
Showing us
Sorry
all
for delaying a little bit. But from tomorrow, we will just, maybe usually it's one place of stopping where you have DT's darshan, then you can show lamp during the parikrama itself. I can just pause for a few seconds. And Prabhu, just wanted to check with you, are you all also doing the Vrajmandal Parikrama?
Already we completed, Mataji.
Okay, you're doing every day, yeah?
Yeah, the Vrajamandala Parikrama we just completed. First 7 days.
No, not which one was that? That was amongst your group?
No, we separately we done.
Okay. No, but are you aware that the ISKCON Rajmandal Parikrama is going on?
Going on, yes, I know. We know.
You have to download the app and every day you can go on the Parikrama.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to send the link on the chat?
Yeah, you can share the link.
Okay.
I can share with everybody. I can share with everybody through the groups.
Okay, so Prabhuji, I'll just take your number then. I can share with you on WhatsApp. I'll just note down your number. It's on the chat, right? I'll just take it.
Yes, I'll be sure.
Yeah, 1 second, Prabhu. So do you, is that the code, or with the code, what will it be?
Yes, 00965 will be the code.
Okay. 665-38591. Correct, Prabhu?
Yes, Mother.
And your name is Prahlad, Prabhu?
Manibhushan Krishna.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much. So I will exit. I will share the links with you. Prabhuji, I'll share the links with you. It is there are 2 separate links for Android phone and iPhone.
Okay.
And those parikramas is going on very wonderful. Again, very beautiful. They have done the 3D and the animation, and they're actually going to the places in Vrindavan. So it is as per the, the 1 month 84 कोस की जो परिक्रमा कहते हैं, 84 koshas, it's going on. And every day they are displaying the pastimes, and you have different speakers every day talking, and you are actually doing the parikrama with everyone. And it's hardly 1 hour 15 minutes, and there is Damodar Ashtakam in the end on the parikrama. And Prabhu, another thing is that it opens at
tomorrow's places.
Tomorrow for are you asking for this Navdeep Mandal?
No, our parikrama evening.
The Navdeep Mandal Parikrama, right? Mayapur.
Yeah.
Yes. So Mayapur Parikrama, tomorrow we'll be going to Godurma Dweep.
Okay.
Godurma Dweep we will be going. This is called the island of Kirtanam, and we will be having Jananivas Prabhu, our speaker. And we will also be going to Narsimha Palli, Harihar Kshetra, residence of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Surbi Kunj. And we will be visiting Tirthas like we'll get darshans of Mandakini and Alaknanda river as well tomorrow. So be ready tomorrow. I think same time. Yes, Prabhu?
6:30. Kuwait time 6:30, UAE time 7:30.
7:30. Correct. Sure, Prabhu. Okay,
you very much
Prabhuji.
for
Thank
your
you so much.
association.
Hare
We will
Krishna.
now pray to Lord
Yeah,
Gauranga to give one more
yeah.
opportunity.
Thank you.
We will all 1-3 times Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Rama Rama.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
No, I will take this one.
Thank you very much, Mataji. So,
Thank you so
Sadan
much.
Prabhu, Sadan Prabhu, you can.
Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu, this is Prasanna's mobile phone.
Can you switch on the video?
Prasanna.
Yeah, but the name is not coming, it seems. Anyway, I am putting that. Okay. Now you can see. Okay, Prabhu, you can proceed.
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्राजमनम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्राजमनम् यशोदपियोलुगनादवमानम् परामृष्टमत्यन्तदोत्कृतगोप्याः यशोदापियोलुगनादवमानम् हृदं मुहुर्नेत्रायुक्तं मृजङ्गम् कराम्भोजयुग्मेन सागरनेत्रम् हृदं मुहुर्नेत्रायुक्तं शासकं वाक्रीरगर्भकन्दः शिवग्रैवदामोदरं भक्तिवन्तम् शासकं वाक्रीरगर्भकन्दः शिवग्रैवदामोदरं भक्तिवन्तम् स्वलीलाभिमानन्दकुन्दे स्वघोषं निवर्त्यर्थं स्वलीलाभिमानन्दकुन्दे स्वघोषं निवर्त्यर्थं कोटियेषु राज्येषु भक्तनिधत्वम् प्रेमदस्तं साधा भक्तिमुन्दे कोटियेषु राज्येषु भक्तनिधत्वम् प्रेमदस्तं साधा भक्तिमुन्दे वरं देवं पुष्णं मार्यसाहवीहा वनं देवमोषं नामुषावधिमा न धान्यं मृगेहं मार्यसाहवीहा इदं ते भगिन्यागमापारमानम् अगामि मनस्य वीरस्तानि मन्ये इदं ते
ഇതെന്ത് ഇത് ചാർജർ എന്താ മിണ്ടാത്ത തീർന്നു ആരും മിണ്ടുന്നില്ല
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, unmute. You already muted now.
Krishna Prabhu, what is the name of the host? Okay. Okay. I'll call.
प्रेम भक्ति सोदमे प्रयता नमो चेग्रहो वेति नमो धनेहा नमस्ते सुधाम्ने सूरस्विदानि सुदीयोदराय विश्वास्यनानि नमस्ते सुधाम्ने सूरस्विदानि सुदीयोदराय विश्वास्यनानि नमो राधिकाये तो दिया प्रियाये नमो नंदलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो राधिकाये तो दिया प्रियाये नमो नंदलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो राधिकाये तो दिया प्रियाये नमो नंदनीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.